Hello, this is wmpyr. I was asked to show some of the training methods for Stickman, so I'm here to go ahead and do that. Number one is quite obvious. You should be working on your forms on this guy. And keep in mind, he's designed to help you visualize, okay? Because there's a head area, arm area, body, and legs. So, that helps a lot. It's not for power. In the garage, I have a bunch of tires, and that's what I use for power. This is, instead of just doing your forms out here in the air, you can actually now do it to something, and even something like this, which is very light contact. If I did that to an actual human partner, that's not cool. So, but with Stickman, you could actually do stuff like this. So, you're going to go ahead and just do your angles of attack. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And as you do that, see what exactly are you hitting with what technique. Same thing with double sticks. When you're doing a heaven 6 type stuff, watch and try to be specific. What exactly am I hitting? Right? Now, the great thing with Stickman, the next thing that you should be working on, and it's very important also, is that instead of going always right here and going for the primary targets that you're supposed to be going, like what I just did was the 5 angles of attack, which is neck, diagonal down, neck, diagonal down, and then right here, floating ribs. Well, you're going to go off on purpose because in real life, this person is moving around. So you may not get your desired targets. And when that happens, you're still using the exact same thing, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, okay? So what's happening there is I had to attack the arm 4 times, and the number 5 was on the hip leg area. Was my stab right there. And when I'm attacking the arms, I'm going, okay, I'm attacking upper arms, I'm maybe shoulder area, I'm aiming for elbow, I'm aiming for hand, so those are the things that you're getting practice with. Remember, with an impact weapon, you want to aim as much as possible for bone, okay? That's what you're kind of going for. And then with a bladed weapon, you're going for the softer areas, okay? And now if that's too confusing, and if you do practice right here and get an impact weapon and practice hitting all the areas where the bone is close to the surface, okay? Practice that, do that over and over and over. Now switch to a blade, and you're going to see that your brain's going to be a little confused. It's challenging. You do need to put in a lot of time. But one way to override that is if you just go for muscle area. So forget bone, forget soft area, just go for muscle. Muscle you can target with either an impact weapon or a bladed weapon. So if I had to teach someone in a very, very short amount of time, I would just say, just to keep it super simple, is attack muscle. Don't go bone and don't go soft area. That way, no matter what weapon's in your hand, it don't matter. You just attack muscle. That's just keeping it easier. It's better, it's higher level if you can adapt and change to the weapon that you have. But once again, under pressure in combat, that could be asking for a little bit too much. So within a short period of time, it's just easier to go for muscle. But anyway, those are the kinds of trainings that you could actually do with Stickman. Of course, you could work with a knife as well. So do the exact same thing, and then do empty hand as well. So boom, boom. I'm still doing the angles of attack here. Okay. And now, another thing is with the arm, even though he's not designed for hard contact, the arm's quite flimsy. So you could actually hit the arm pretty hard, and you could work on your accuracy. And you could do kind of like fitness type stuff with this. So you can get some exercise, not just doing, the forms. This is going to be a little bit harder exercise. And you could work on your accuracy because the arm is a lot smaller there. So that's another exercise I like to do. We like to attack the hands a lot, the arms, defang the snake. So then the next thing I also recommend for you guys is to work on your lock flow with this. So have these arms right here, and then the idea of lock flow is to go from one joint lock to the next. And you know, there's so many different ones. What you do might be totally different from mine. What I personally like is, first, I'm going to be in the clinch to be doing this, because all the joint locks are done in the clinch. You don't do it in long range. And in medium range, it's not solid enough. If I grab someone's arm in medium range, they would be punching. I would be punching the other person. So you want to be in the clinch. So in the clinch, boom. So first you could work with your entry on the clinch. How do you work on the entry? Get in safely into the clinch. And this is where I use, this is the Heaven 6 arm position. So I use this to, boom, to enter in. And now once I'm in the clinch, so once you practice this and make your entry, I want solid handles. I want to secure the anchor and get some handles, because if he's bigger than I am, he's just going to toss me around, pick me up and slam me. I don't want any of that. So I want some nice handles to hold on to in case he starts to, you know, really just start tossing me around. So the handles that I look for, well, in Filipino martial arts, we're so used to attacking the arms, so why not just go for the arms? So it's an overhook or an underhook, okay? So I come in, boom, make my entry, that's number one. Number two is get an overhook or an underhook, and then from there, go into your lock flow practice. So from here, I could attacking his shoulder, or if I'm a little bit more further down, attacking his elbow, and then from there I could go into a different technique. So this is a standing Kimura lock, you know, or I could go overhook this way and I could wrench his arm this way. I might be able to sink in that uppercut as I wrench his arm as well. So there's so many different possibilities. If he tries to get his arm out like this, then boom, I go into this kind of arm lock right there. And notice that it's everything that I'm doing is very snappy here, because I don't expect him to stay here long. We are essentially in grappling territory, so he's going to be fighting out of all this. So boom right here, and I want to get a hold of his arm right here and lock it, and then come over here and get into this kind of position where I'm working towards his back, while this arm is, I have some control over. This arm could be elbowing me, so I got to tuck down, you know, and then start working the knees onto his thighs, you know. So those are it gives me this kind of visualization. So number one, what I recommend to you guys is work entry, okay? So you got to, boom, get into your entry. Next is you got to secure the position. So get a secure hold by, I recommend overhook, underhook. And then from there, you start working your lock flow, which is this kind of joint lock. If you come all the way out here, now you can go for wrist lock. Okay, so he gets out of that, that's fine. So I can make two, boom, add an elbow strike, and then maybe I get a head and arm choke right here, or arm triangle choke right there. So, you know, there's different techniques that you could flow into, and you know, I say start with overhook or underhook, and you could do the overhook and underhook from the inside of the body or from the outside of the body. I recommend start with the inside of the body. It's not as desired as the outside of the body, but it is, I think, there's a higher percentage, because even though you don't want to be here, chances are you're gonna be put there. So anyway, I hope that gives you guys some ideas. That's it for now. Thank you for viewing, and take care, folks.